Okay, this is Erin from Yippee-Ki-Yay, and I'm just going to give you a very quick tour of my Omni journal and a few basic tips for people who want to get started. I'm an artist, so I come from a sketchbook background, so I have incorporated some of the calendar and planning aspects into my journal. Some people are coming from the bullet journal side, and so I'll give you some tips for how to make it into an Omni journal, which just sort of means a catch-all type of journal. And to start with, I'm just using a very inexpensive sketchbook that I got at Michael's. I just liked it because it looked sort of like Chanel, but I think it was about $5. And very inexpensive. This is just a plain elastic. You can see that it just has plain old white sketchbook paper. It's not super nice quality paper. It's a little bit rough and it is a little bit absorbent, so keep that in mind. But it's definitely a good place to start and to experiment. And this is the first time I'm experimenting with an Omni journal. I just have sketchbooks, so a lot of this is just trial and error, but I wanted to give you a peek of what I've done so far. This is a quiver, which just holds my two favorite sketching pens. This is a Preppy Platinum, which I do a lot of sketching with, and this is the Noodler's Creeper, which has a little bit of flex to it, so I'm learning how to do some hand lettering, and I like using this one as well as this, the Ahab, the Noodler's Ahab, while I'm learning to do some of this hand lettering. So I am a serious post-it note junkie, so I have a couple sizes of post-it notes in here. My grocery list is always on this one, so I can use these as I need to further on in the book for different things. I started off with the index. You'll recognize I took that from the bullet journal. I found that to be very handy, and I just have a little mark here with some washi tape. And I left plenty of room here to add to it. My little monthly calendar. This is the future log. This is very rough and very messy, but what I've learned is don't try and be perfect when you first start doing this. A lot of this is trial and error, and I've made lots of mistakes, but I'm keeping track of what I'm going to change for my next one, so it'll be a little neater. This is my month outlook. Some tasks for February, some things I was getting on my list to buy. This is the Rock Your Handwriting Challenge, which I'm participating in. This is notes for selling my house. Jazz camp, notes from last year, notes for this year. Some information if I've paid my deposit, make sure I'm on track for that this summer. And I'll keep some more journaling on the camp while I'm there. It's 2 weeks long. And then what I do, because this is also a sketchbook for me and I bring this with me wherever I go, whenever I have an opportunity to sit down and sketch, like waiting at the doctor's office or whatever, I leave blank pages throughout the journal to sketch on, and I will remind myself to leave the page blank with this little post-it note. As I'm finished with the post-it notes, I keep the extra ones back here in the back on top of this little envelope, which I glued in here, which I keep stamps and things in. You can just glue any old kind of envelope in the back of your journal, so you don't have to buy a fancy, expensive journal. You can use basically anything you can find. And then here I start the weekly pages. I just started doing this on February 3rd, so just been a couple of weeks for me doing it. And I'm still learning what I like. I keep my health log on the right-hand side of all the pages. Keep track of my supplements. I've changed that for March going forward. I'm going to keep all my supplements on a separate tracker. But for this month, this is how I'm doing it. Water, to-do list, interesting things that happen during the day. My flight information for when I went to California, and then some sketching. So I left some pages blank here so I could sketch at the airport while I was waiting for my flight. These are some more little mementos from being out in California. It was Super Bowl weekend. Some more sketches waiting at the airport. I find that's a great place to sketch people because there's lots of people everywhere, and usually I am waiting for my flight, so plenty of time to do some sketching. This is my February tracker. I've changed this a little bit for March, but that's the basic tracker. I've got some notes to myself. I'm going to do it slightly differently. next month. Some quotes, a lot of this stuff which I have just been experimenting with, more of the handwriting challenge, some more sketching. Sometimes I forget to sketch, so that's why I have to make sure I leave pages blank, because otherwise I'll just fill it up with notes. This is from reading the Marie Kondo book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, which is a very popular book, and I took lots of notes so that I could refer back to them. This is another sketch I did on the plane. This is still from the Marie Kondo book, all of the great quotes I wanted to remember. And this is some handwriting practice, some collections I've just started putting that in. This is a page I'm going to save to sketch on. Ideas, handwriting, travel itinerary, travel goals. Here's some more sketching. Another quote. This is a prioritizer for trying to get organized. Business goals. Keep track here of a list of things I've loaned out and who I loaned it to so I can remember. This is a health tracker, which I've been doing this month. It's going to be different in my next journal, which I will show you when I do the tour of my March journal. It's quite different. But I keep track of my pH for health reasons and my weight, so I can see what's going on. Some quotes. This is art workshops for the coming year, so I can keep track of where they are, which ones I'm going on, who teaches them, if I've sent in my deposit. I'm not going on all of these. This is just when they all are, so I can pick and choose which ones I want to go to. Handwriting practice. Just incorporating some fun things. This was on a napkin that was at my friend's house when I went over there for drinks, so I thought that was cute, and I brought that back. This is the thing about these journals, Omnijournaling, is you can really stick anything you want in there. Little notes. Got a journal in the mail. Got a new fountain pen in the mail. You can tell which day was Valentine's Day. Handwriting, goals. My first ever Instagram. That was last week. That was kind of exciting. I'm still learning how to use it. It's all new to me. Handwriting challenge, another sketch. This was my Valentine's Day flowers, so I did a sketch of those. Some more handwriting practice. Room for another sketch here. It's starting to get a little bit more crowded here, so I may end up doing a whole entire spread for each day, because I'm starting to run out of room. Handwriting practice. I have since started doing handwriting practice in another journal, so I don't suck up so much space in this one. So basically I've just kept to the same thing with the food and health stuff on the right, and then I've added a sort of time schedule here, so I know what I need to do, and then this is just the to-do list to cross stuff off. Picture of my friends and I that was in the local newspaper that I wanted to save. Stuff I'm doing on YouTube. This I'm redoing this budget page. That's an if-then page. So I'm still learning. I'm still figuring this stuff out. I'm going to do a little video on how to attach the ribbon, because a lot of these just plain old sketchbooks or less expensive books don't have ribbons for page markers, place markers. So I'm going to show you a really cheap, easy, quick way to do that that is awesome, and they stay really well. So that'll be in another video on my channel as I get rolling along. Another great quote here, and room for sketch. And so here's the rest is still blank I'm working on, and then of course all the pen testing in the back, which I'm going to do a few videos on some of my pens and testing them out. This is still learning some handwriting, but that's the long and short of it. So that is the Omni journal. That's the first one I'm doing that's in this style. I have about 1 million sketchbooks around that are just sketching, so this is the first time I'm incorporating the planning part into it, so I'm going to see how that goes. Thought I'd just give you the quick tour. So that's where to get started. There's a ton of stuff on my Pinterest page and on my Instagram. It's all at yippee-ki-yay or yippee-ki-yay.com, or on Facebook, yippee-ki-yay. So thanks for watching, and watch some more videos.